This episode of Coming Up with Joey Villagomez is brought to you by Mikey O Productions and Pass the Mild Sauce Chicago. Visit MikeyOComedy.com and PassTheMildSauce.com for more info.
Yo, what up? Welcome to Coming Up with Joey Villagomez. That's my homie Chris Crack right there. Check him out on Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit. So anyway, we got a good episode today. This is kind of a Chicago coming from the hood episode. I got a dope guest in the house, but before we do that, I gotta thank my quick sponsors, and I always forget them, so I gotta write that shit down on my phone, because then they're gonna cut off the funding, and then ain't none of this shit gonna happen, man. So anyway, shout out to the big man on the comedy campus, of course, Mikey O Comedy Productions. So please support Mikey O Comedy Productions. They're keeping Latino comics working, keeping Chicago comics working, and his whole staff. You got a staff of like 15 people, so support that, and we're doing it right. We're following all the pandemic. I'm just putting this out there for a fucking disclosure, man. This is for Lori Lightfoot, so you don't think we're like, just like fuck her rules, yo. Look, we had 60 people in the house. Tables were 20 feet apart, man. All right. It's a big ass, we did it like in a big airplane hangar, yo. All right, so there was 60 people in a big fucking airplane hangar. And everybody had a mask on with rubber gloves. Motherfuckers were wearing condoms for no reason, just to be extra safe. All right, Lori. So yeah, anyway. I want to talk about that real quick, man. I don't know, James, how do you feel about these different closures and fucking curfews? Everything's different.
It sucks, but like I feel like
I just think it's so unbalanced, bro. It's one thing is open and one thing is not.
I feel the opposite way, dude. Because like you kind of have to do different things for different scenarios.
Yeah,
like,
true.
I don't think
grocery shopping you
have to do. But I feel like eventually, this is kind of like a proof of concept for. Well, it's a proof of concept for full-time delivery services. Just staying at home, not going to offices, not going into work, because you can have anything delivered, except live entertainment. Like you have to be able to go to a comedy club.
Zoom shows ain't the same either.
No. Zoom shows.
But I will say this though, because I do a whole bit about this. What I do love about the pandemic is the apps, the Target app. You fucking order everything through your phone. You roll up, motherfucker comes out with your shit. You don't gotta get off, bro.
They just bring it to your car,
dude. It's dope. I do a whole bit how me and the Target guy became tight. Because I go so much. Like, he rolls up to the car like, what's up, Joey? You can hit the weed. I'm like, dog, stick your head in the window and breathe a little smoke, man. Yeah, I do a whole bit about that shit. I love it. I fucking love the apps, man. You bro, you don't got to go. Look, I already had a problem. Like, I'm a people person in the sense where if I meet people, I'm cool. Like, if you bring 2 or 3 new friends, I'm a friendly motherfucker. I'm a welcoming person, whatever. But when I'm out shopping, driving, eating, strangers, get the fuck out of my way, yo. Like, people in line at the store, like especially at gas stations. I want to put gas in a motherfucker trying to buy $100 worth of lottery tickets. I'm just like, come on, man. You 95. What the fuck you gonna do with $2 million, man? The fuck, man? Win that little extra $2 scratch off and go home, bro. But like shit like that. I just hate being around too many people when I don't fucking have to.
Yeah.
So like I know a lot of people would shit on the self-checkouts. Everybody would shit on that, right? Self-checkout. We're taking jobs from people. Or you got me. I love self-checkout. If you know how to do it, if you know how to use it, it's only the dumb motherfuckers that don't know how to use technology.
And you can game the system, too.
Exactly, bro. like you can't, don't try to self-checkout with a big-ass item either, motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at Target, this motherfucker with a big-ass, like, TV entertainment thing.
Or like people that buy, like, fruit or vegetables, because they got to punch in like everything.
The weight, they got to put in the fruit code and all that shit. Yeah,
like, come on, man.
Go to Sir Mac Produce. The fuck you buying fruit at Target for?
Whole Foods, something.
I hate people that buy fruit at Target. I hate that shit. Like Target shouldn't be selling fruit and ham and shit like that. You know what I mean? Fuck you selling T-bone steaks for, Target. You ever notice Family Dollar Tree sells meat? You ever notice that in the back fridge?
What?
It's fucking gross.
Are you serious?
They got salmon steaks. They're like fucking vacuum packaged.
Like grade F? Are they even like FDA approved to sell that shit? Dude?
I don't know, dog. I don't even know if it's fucking salmon, yo. It's just pink fucking processed meat and shit, man. Yeah, but I remember like we were shopping there, like me and my wife and the kids would be shopping through Dollar Tree, and I would always pull one out like, "Hey, dinner, which one do you guys want? A ribeye or a fucking salmon steak?" And my kids would be like, "Motherfucker, I got $5. I'll get my own Little Caesars. You eat that bullshit. I got enough of crazy bread and fucking pizza, man." But I always thought like, okay, motherfuckers got Wick, Link. How poor do you have to be to eat a fucking salmon steak from Dollar Tree, man? Like, you gotta be poor. Like, I don't even think a homeless motherfucker, like, if a homeless motherfucker scraps up $10 in change off the side of the expressway, he's not gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Dollar Tree and get one of those salmon steaks."
You gotta be a special kind of person.
You gotta be like, you gotta be nutty, dog.
Yeah, you gotta be nutty.
Or for like dares. Like, you know how with your homies and you're young and shit, like, "Oh, I dare you to eat one of them fucking Dollar Tree salmon steak. I bet you I will, bitch. $100. Put that 100 on the table," and the motherfucker eat that shit raw. Yeah, I could see some of my homies doing that.
I'm pretty sure them things don't expire for like years.
Because it's like packed in salt and sodium and all kinds of other shit that Dollar Tree
good
packs
to like
other
20,
shit.
30 or something.
It's packed in. It's like packed in some shit that Dollar Tree uses for other shit. You know what I mean? Like you know that fucking those little ice packs filled with the liquid and you freeze them.
Yeah.
The fucking salmon steak is.
No, my man.
It sits in that shit.
Oh.
They're just reusing road salt.
Yeah, it's like
from last winter.
It's like fucking freezer liquid, man. It's good for the salmon.
No.
That's fucking gross, dog. Hey, you know what though, man? I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Dollar Tree though, you could shop there, bro. Yeah, I buy sunglasses there, bro. You ever buy sunglasses? How much you pay for them sunglasses? Look at them Ray-Bans. Don't even tell me. I know they're expensive,
I found
man.
them somewhere.
And the motherfucker that bought them like, "Fuck, I knew I should have bought Dollar Tree ones. I fucking lost my Ray-Bans already."
No, I haven't bought it. These are a gift from the wife.
All right, cool. Yeah. See, Dollar Tree, dog, you wouldn't even know the difference, man. I would have had one of my artist friends fucking draw a Ray-Ban in the corner of that bitch with a white pen and some shit. But anyway, check it out. I'm gonna bring my guest up because we got some stuff to talk about. Like I said, this is kind of like a South Side Chicago based episode because Chicago, like, I love this city to death, man. I was born and raised here. Even when I travel, you know, people like, "You got the Chicago accent," you know, and not that fucking Channel 7, Channel 5 Chicago PD fucking, "Hey, get the fuck over here." Yeah. You ever watch them shows, man? Yeah. All the cops talk like that, right? Yeah. "Hey, let's go get a fucking hot dog."
Nobody talks like that in
the
real
cops
life.
don't talk like that, dude.
Like everybody talks like the guys that be on the Saturday Night Live, the Chicago Bears.
The fucking top bears. They all talk like that.
Nah, that's
like
not
every cop on that show does that, right?
Yeah,
Let's go get a donut, and then we're gonna go fucking get the gangbangers.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't fucking talk like that. No. So yeah, anyway, Chicago, especially right now with the whole with Donald Trump talking shit about democratic cities and fucking Antifa and anarchists, all that shit is bullshit. There are no Antifa motherfuckers. There's GDs, vice lords, and fucking Latin kings. There ain't no Antifas. There ain't no fucking fucking anarchists. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's a bunch of white kids with skateboards. Those are all right, and I'm down with them. I like fucking white kids with skateboards. I used to try to skateboard as a teenager, and I was into all that shit, man. Like you know all them skateboarding movies from the 80s. I'm sure you watched them all, right? Gleaming the Cube, fucking Thrasher. I used to love all them
Lords
fucking
Dogtown.
You know, yeah, all that shit. I used to love all them skateboard. So that's why, like, when you see these white kids rioting and breaking shit with skateboards, like, "Oh my God, Antifa." So white kid with a skateboard, punch him in the face, yo. Just like the Nazis. You know, you get these fucking punk ass wannabe Nazis out there with a fucking swastika flag. Punch him in the fucking face, man. It goes both ways, all right? I know liberals get on people's nerves too. My kids are liberals. So sometimes I feel like fucking snapping on their ass. All right? Because I look young, but I'm 41. I'm not old school, like 1950 grandpa old school. Right. But I am still, "Hey, liberal, don't talk to me like that." You know what I mean? Like, I still got a little bit of that in me. So, you know, we're dealing with all that shit here in Chicago. We're known for being a violent city and having, like, fucked up, the Chicago public school system is fucked up, which is really kind of fucked up. But I got somebody here in the house today who's going to get a little deep into it because he's worked with many kids who come from an area that's, I mean, it's basically the whole time that it's existed has been run by a gang culture. But not just a regular gang culture, a gang culture that goes back generations and families. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand that either. Motherfuckers just don't wake up and become gangbangers. Yeah. Some people are fucking born into this shit, like the mob. You know, like if your dad's a fucking Don, your dad's been a fucking Don since the fucking 40s. You're going to be born like, yo, my dad's a fucking Don. You know what I mean? And some people take that shit to the next level. Yeah. So today I got a guest in the house, a good friend of mine. I've known him for a few years. Shit, probably 10 or more years than that shit. Known your ass like a brother, bro. I've known you for a minute from a former co-worker. Shout out to my homie, Alan. But I got Benny Estrada in the house, man. Give it up for Benny, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
We got like a little fake audience for your ass, bro.
It's definitely an honor.
So Benny, anyway, man, thanks for doing the show, man. So I brought you on because a couple weeks ago, you're from an area called Little Village, La Villita, for the Mexicanos and the people that speak Spanish.
Born and raised.
Which is the biggest Mexican community in Chicago, probably one of the oldest Mexican communities in the whole fucking country. But Little Village is, I mean, it's one of those areas, like as a Mexican, I was born here, but even as a Mexican American or just being Mexicano, you go through there and you always feel that pride. You go under, go under the thing and you see the Mexican flag and
the art, yeah.
The art. You see El Milagro, Tortilleria, Taqueria. It's one of those areas. You're like, fuck, I'm proud to be Mexicano. But at the same time, it's also known for cartel activity, drugs, gang activity. I mean, a lot of people think. Here's what a lot of motherfuckers don't understand. A lot of those gangs started as political movements.
Yep.
You know what I mean? To protect the people that lived in these neighborhoods.
Yep.
Like some Black Panthers type shit. You know, like it was a movement to stop the racist white people from fucking with us. That's how it all started, man. Yep. So how long you been living in Little Village?
I was pretty much born and raised, so I'm 45 years old, so pretty much
You young, bro? You young?
Yeah.
I'm 41,
sure.
so yeah, we young.
I'm young till I get up in the morning and try to get out the bed, and I'm like everything hurts. But yeah, I mean, pretty much born and raised in the neighborhood for the most part, man. So
now, for the people that don't know, what side were you born on, bro? There's Little Village is known for having a huge divide. One gang on one side and one gang on the other, and it's a long time, decades of rivalry, man.
Yeah. I think for those that don't know, there's actually like kind of like three big gangs that's in the neighborhood for the most part. So I was kind of like born in the middle between like the east and like the I would say like the far. I would say like I was born on the middle of the neighborhood. We have the far east side, and then you have the west side, pretty much.
All right.
So it's kind of like three major gangs in the neighborhood for the most part.
Yeah, because
when I was growing up, there was more though. There was.
Oh yeah. 90s was fucking insane, man. Because that's
cans and deuces and
see a lot of back then was a lot of cliques, right? Yeah, like that's how my neighborhood was. Like back of the yards, it's half of it's as a black neighborhood and half of it's an all Mexican neighborhood, and then right in the middle it's mixed. And I grew up in the middle.
Oh man,
with all the Mexicans but mostly on the black side. So there's a gang called the Gangster Disciples. Which is a nationally known fucking gang. Yep. So we grew up with the black gang. So the cops used to fuck with us. Like, why are you hanging out with the N gang? With the N-word gang. And I'm like, that's who we grew up with. These are our homies right here, whatever.
Homies, yeah.
So there was a huge divide. And I know growing up in Little Village, you couldn't cross a certain fucking street. You got your favorite candy store with the video games. You get to a certain age, you can't go over there anymore, man. Like, how was that? Like, how did you have any friends that you went to school with and it got to a point where like, fuck, I can't even hang out with him anymore?
It's weird because like there's, you wonder like if things are strategically kind of, if like big businesses know that happens in our neighborhood, because like
I think they know.
Yeah, there's like a McDonald's on the west side, there's a McDonald's on the east side, there's a Burger King in like both kind of locations of the neighborhood, like.
And then it's gonna be one motherfucker that gets hired, and he explains it all to them, like he's working like, yeah, bro, I can't go over there, man, motherfucker, tutu boys. And then the manager heard that shit, and at the next corporate meeting, he brought that shit up, like, hey, you know what, guys, we should build a fucking McDonald's on the east side because the Land Kings can't go over there, and they like fucking Happy Meals too, man, and fuck, and they had to figure that shit out.
Yeah, you definitely, you see it and you're like, yeah, man, this not an accident.
It's not
that it happened. No,
and that's the fucked up thing about it, bro. Instead of these big corporations trying to mend shit, at least trying to do something, put some money into the hood. It's more like, fuck it, keep it divided, build another one, double the money, man.
Yeah, and 26th Street, that's like the second highest tax. They generate the second highest tax revenue in all the city of Chicago.
It's like next to Mile. Magnificent Mile is probably the biggest retail area, the biggest grossing as far, because it's all rich people.
Yeah.
Little Village is all, it's pretty much all Mexican owned or Latino owned. And it's the second highest grossing fucking neighborhood in Chicago, which tells you a lot, because it's not only Mexicans that go over there. They try to gentrify these neighborhoods. I always look at Little Village like that's going to be hard.
Yeah, they holding it down tight.
They're going to be, because when the Mexicanos own the banks and the fucking restaurants and the parking lots and all that shit, It's hard. It's hard to do that shit.
Don't leave out the dress stores.
The dress stores, the quinceañera shit. Hell yeah. You need a quinceañera dress, dude?
They're deep.
Just to have one. You don't even have to have a daughter. Just go buy one, bro. They got a lot of them.
Every other block, bro. Every color, every size.
You know, it's funny, man. I cruised through there once with one of my cousins, yo. That's not from Chicago. And we're cruising down 26th Street. And there's a lot of fucking quinceañera dress stores, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, like every other shop is a fucking cotillion dress store.
And people come from all over, man.
To get them, right?
To get them all over the Midwest, bro. All over, man. It's a big.
And they're all like handcrafted, hand tailored by a Mexicana, man. You know, don't fuck around.
Even like with the discount mall, you know, the company that bought it, Novak. Now they're trying to turn it into something else, and a lot of people are in uproar, you know, because they're like, man, there's a lot of people that come from outside the neighborhood to shop.
They shop there. Yeah, shit, my daughters used to go in there to buy Vans and shit like that. Yeah. One of my homie Juanito, his mom had a shop in there. Shit, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about actually, about that whole corner. There's a corner on if you don't know, James, about Little Village, Cook County Jail is right there. So that's usually the fucking landmark. Where's Little Village? Cook County Jail, bam, just west of that. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's a weird area when you come in through there, because it looks fucked up. You got a courthouse, a fucking prison, and then like a railroad. It kind of looks a little deserted. A couple warehouses. And then bam, restaurant, stores, fucking vibrant people, all that shit. Eloteros, everything. So when you get to that little area, discount mall, it's a shopping center, which has been there for fucking ever. I mean, shit, my wife worked in that motherfucker when she was a teenager, selling. If you had a homie that got killed, she worked for the dude that airbrushed you. Rest in peace.
Yeah, most likely.
James T-shirt, most likely.
Most likely, bro. Yeah.
So there's a big uproar. Discount mall is kind of like, it's a swap meet basically, like a fucking agarra, a flea market type shit. Different vendors in there, and it's been there for so long. They're gonna shut that whole. I wanted to ask because I really don't know too much. Are they gonna shut the whole shopping center down or just discount mall?
Yeah, I mean, I think from what I've seen, that's the plan, is to kind of put like a Starbucks there, just other things, like. I
like Starbucks, but don't put it there.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
I haven't even fucking drank Starbucks since the Black Lives Matter shit. I'm true to my black friends, bro.
No, yeah, I'm not.
Fuck that.
I still go to Dunkin' or McDonald's, or I'll get some.
Damn, you are old. If you drink a coffee from McDonald's, bro, you old, Ben.
Nah, not really McDonald's, but more right, Dunkin' Donuts. But yeah, or not, hit up the little shops in the neighborhood. They got the cafe con leche, bro.
And that's what you got to do. Like a lot of people don't like. All right, they're gonna shut that whole strip mall because there's like a Doña Torta there. Yeah, there's a couple restaurants, a bakery. There's a lot of shit there that people depend on. These are their fucking lifelong businesses. Somebody's wants to come through there because it's a good piece of land if you think about it, man. They want to wipe all that shit down to build Starbucks and probably a fucking Potbelly or some shit like that.
Says they got 100 vendors in that place.
Yeah, it's fucking insane,
a lot
dude. Jaime De Leon does a joke about that. You go to discount mall, they'll be like, hey, you need an elote, you need a t-shirt, you need a mica, you need a fucking social security
it's like
card.
Our hood Walmart,
you can get everything there, dog. It's fucking insane.
It's our hood Walmart.
And see, that's what, like, growing up in a little village, all right, you're 45 and you've been there your whole life and you've seen the shit change so much, right? Now, if you wiping out that whole fucking section, right? They wipe out discount mall, they wipe out the restaurants. What does that do? What does it do for the community, basically? Does it clean it up? Does it help these kids get off the fucking street?
Nah,
does it deter gangbangers?
Not really. I don't think so. Not really.
Not at all.
I think it takes away from the culture of our neighborhood too. When you have a spot like discount mall where a lot of people go, especially our Latino peoples go to shop at, man.
And authentic shit.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
They selling huaraches, shit like that. Fucking, you could get covers, blankets, people that make this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the thing that bothers me about. I mean, I'm not gonna say the city of Chicago because it happens in every fucking city. I go to LA a lot, and it's happened there. Yeah. You go to pieces of Compton look fucking decent. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even like where my aunt lives right now. Remember the show Gangland? They did a show on the gang called Las Avenidas, the Avenues, and that's where my aunt lives. It used to be fucking rugged back in the day. It's nice as shit, $1 million homes now, man, because it's going up a fucking hill, but. In areas like that's what I'm saying about, like, in back of the yards, I don't see nothing like that, where they're going to knock down the whole fucking thing to build a strip mall or whatever. But a place like Little Village with so much Mexican culture in it and so many kids, there's so much youth there. I mean,
yeah.
We're known for making babies, bro.
Yep, no doubt. Right? Yep.
And that's the shit that pisses me off as far as developers go, because a developer will get on TV right away and say, well, we're doing this for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But what the fuck does knocking that down and building Starbucks, how do you get the kids to go to school? How do you get these motherfuckers to stay away from gangs? Or get them a job at Starbucks. They're going to be gangbanging at Starbucks. It's the culture. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I always look at it like, put money into other shit, like the basketball league, which we're going to get into right now. Yeah. Make these parks better, man.
Yeah.
Help Chicago. All them programs that we used to have, sports program, wood shop programs. You remember when the public parks had fucking wood shops, bro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I remember a couple thugs with a couple little gangbanger friends I had. We were in there fucking making keychains. Motherfucker be like, man, fuck that gang shit, man. I want to use a lathe and shit, man. You know, like, that shit changes people's lives sometimes, bro. Especially as kids.
Gives them a skill set, man.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Yeah. That's why, like, I'm pretty sure you still have a lot of family and friends that grew up in Little Village, man.
No doubt, yeah.
I mean, do you guys ever get the urge to be like, how the fuck can we, like, stop this or whatever the fuck? I mean, the only thing you can do is help the kids, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing you can do, which I'm going to get into right now. Benny has a thing called, you created this, you said back in 2014, the Little Village Basketball League.
Yeah, so
and I've been following it. I've been following it on La Vita Basketball League.
Yeah.
And I've been following it on social media. And, like, the shit you do is dope, bro. These little kids can hoop. I mean, I saw one of your pictures. This is kind of what made me want to get you on the show. Like, you took a bunch of kids, about 10 kids, to, like, a nice restaurant on the suburbs, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And you, like, your caption was, you can't tell them that the world is bigger than the hood. You got to show them.
Yeah, amen.
That's when I was like, yo, I got to get Benny on, because these a lot of people don't understand, man. You can blame parents. You can blame the system. A lot of these kids don't have any hope. Yeah. They're born into this shit. Parents are fucked up. Parents are in gangs. Parents are drug addicts or drug dealers. Some of these kids have no fucking choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure you deal with a lot of these kids. How do you talk some of these motherfuckers into, like, yo, stop fighting and let's go do this? How do you get into these kids' heads?
I think, first it's about building, like, a trusting relationship with people in the neighborhood at the end of the day, man, not coming in with, like, with a judgmental attitude, like, you got to stop.
Because they're knuckleheads. They're fucking knuckleheads.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, so was I, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I mean. I'm saying they're not going to listen right off that first word.
Yeah. So for me, I think for us as an organization, it's about building those deep relationships, man, at the end of the day, and building that trust where you can have, deep conversations with them, and you get to a point where, you really know each other, and you really know, that young person's, like, what his struggles are, what's the situation at home, because a lot of times we don't know, like, what them young people are dealing with at their houses, bro.
On top of that, a lot of these kids have had people promise them shit their whole fucking lives.
Yeah.
Amen, even their parents. Yep. I got you. I'm gonna be there, and they don't show up. They don't do it. They basically grew up with people failing them all the fucking time, bro.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have short fuses too with them. Like schools, they're only gonna give them a certain amount of chance, and then they're gonna kick them out. And when you kick them out, they just end up in the streets in the neighborhood, man.
I mean, what does a 13-year-old kid do in the street? Well, exactly. With no parental guidance? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, no, yeah.
That's why, like, I in Back of the Yards, this was in the, remember when they started knocking all the projects down?
Mm-hmm.
And they started giving these families vouchers or whatever. I talked about it in the first episode. One of the families that moved on my block was from Rockwell Gardens on the west side.
Okay.
And a lot of these little, like the little kids, I'm talking about the little ones, their parents were drug addicts or, or straight up bangers, like straight fucking deep in the mix, drug dealers, dude. Yeah. And some of these little kids didn't have both parents there. And I'm watching them grow up. And I see some of them now, they're in college or whatever. But I saw these little kids hungry. I mean, not to say, oh, you fucking poor little, I mean, these little kids literally have nothing, man. Mm. And they're like hungry. Like, we're having a barbecue and they're like, man, like, hey, you want a taco? And when you see these little motherfuckers' faces light up, because they had a taco. You know what I mean? So how, you're like, do you got any kids that you currently like mentor or have on the basketball league where you can look at them and be like, this motherfucker like changed his life?
Yeah. There's a I don't know if it's more so it's like just giving them the space to be something else, bro. I think providing like an opportunity to like get in the gym and just hoop, bro. To get away from like their everyday struggles, and just build that kind of connection with them. Not just me, but the rest of the team that does the outreach work. Getting them to a point where we can have a conversation about like trying to get you back into school, trying to maybe it might be an older teen, trying to get them like a steady job, and just knowing that, I think in the history of the work that we've done, knowing that, it's not going to be I'm gonna get you a job and you're gonna go on to have like this perfect life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is like
step by step,
step by step, man. So being in it for the long haul, I think
that's where the patience comes in.
Yeah,
man.
amen. Yeah.
Because I mean,
you have to.
Like my little brother was like that. My brother did a lot of time in prison, and I mean when I said these kids are knuckleheads, I mean they're knuckleheads, bro. They don't listen to anybody because they don't give a fuck. Like people, do you remember the show The Wire?
Yeah.
You watched The Wire, right? I think it was season 4
when they had the shorties.
Yeah, they were with the shorties. They were gonna try this program where like let's talk to these kids when they're 17, and one of the cops was like, nah, it ain't gonna work. You got to get them younger. He's like, they brought a 17-year-old kid in, and he's just sitting at the table. And I remember the cops like, what do you want to do with? You're like, man, fuck you, man, fuck you. I don't get no fuck. And he was just like, fuck you, suck my dick. And then like the other cop, they closed doors. Like, I told you, you got to get them younger than that, man. Like 17. That's what I'm saying, man. Like some of these kids, man, people. I mean, I got friends like that. I mean, and Benny, coming from the hood, look, I don't condone violence or nothing like that. But some of these kids that are stuck or really gangsters, you always got to have one or two in your pocket. Like one of your homies, like, go ahead, motherfucker, don't make me, I'll make a phone call, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you always got to have.
It's funny because that's literally, I think, just coming from the neighborhood and having those relationships and, older guys respecting what we do in the neighborhood, you always have the ace in the pocket. And if, like the shorties.
It's the last resort. Bro.
Yeah, no, but, I can use it definitely and be like, you know what, I'm going to call so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta
start doing a little smacking around and
shit. I think just so they know, like, a lot of those guys don't really listen to their parents, but they do listen to
the streets.
Yeah, they listen to the streets.
They know, I mean, the streets don't, I mean, there's two ways in. There's staying in and getting out, man, and getting out ain't always the easiest. Yeah. But that's the thing, man, like, I remember, like, my brother, I mean, this motherfucker, like, punched his teacher when he was in first grade, dude.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like, my brother didn't get past 8th grade, man.
Oh, damn.
In 7th grade, him and one of his friends got caught selling cocaine in 7th grade.
Damn.
Hanging out with the little 2-6. My brother was that dude. Like, you got that one kid, like, hey, keep talking shit. And then that kid don't shut up. Hey, Fabian. And my brother, my brother was that dude. Like, but maybe call Shorty to fuck you up. And everybody my brother would do anything, man. You need a car stolen. You need anything, bro. That was who he was, and he fucking embraced it. Yeah. Like, we had parents. My dad used to fuck us up. But, when both your Latino parents are at work most of the day, we get out of school, we're just in the street. And, my brother embraced that fucking... Some of these kids, they like that shit. I mean, it's the life they fucking choose, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. I think, they get a chance to get an identity, man. We talk about, like kids...
And some of them are good at it. These motherfuckers are good at gangbanging and being gangsters.
Yeah. Or, you got like a chubby kid that's been picked on... his whole 1st through 7th grade, and then he joins a gang, and they give him a name like Tank. You know what I'm saying? And it changes up his whole perspective of who he is. Now he's not just
money in his pocket.
Yeah. Now he's not just a fat boy. And now he's a tank.
Yep.
And
he's he got his homies.
Yeah,
yep.
bro. Yeah.
Like Tupac said, bro, you ain't shit without your homeboys, man. And that's another thing too, man. Like, I remember, like I know people post memes or whatever the fuck, and they always say like, oh, put the gun down, can you box? Like, oh, only real men. That's not even the case anymore, bro.
No,
everybody got a fucking gun.
Everybody, bro.
There ain't no more boxing, man. Mm-mm. That's why, like, even back in the day, I'm a little motherfucker now. I got jumped and beat up a few times, man. But I used to say that, like, all right, we're gonna fight. I'll bite you, bro, because motherfucker, this is a street fight. There ain't no referee.
Yeah, there ain't no rules. I'm
not gonna die. I'm gonna bite the shit out your ankle if I have to, motherfucker. Yeah, and that's the thing now is like a lot of these kids, man. Like, especially with internet, bro, you can be as hard as you fucking want to be on the internet. Yeah. Remember the party line? We had the party line back.
Yeah, everybody was talking crazy on the party line.
Remember the party line? Before the internet?
Leave a message.
You call this number up, you go into a room, and you be like, GDK, bitch, King Killer, bitch. And then you get into a big fucking argument. Fuck you, come on my black bitch. And then you hang up, you're like, I'm inside my living room and shit. Can't nobody kill me in my living room. But yeah, the internet, man, I noticed that motherfuckers gangbang on the internet, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they roll up into another motherfucker's neighborhood with the fucking live feed.
Yep.
They climb poles and bend the street names and shit like that. Have you seen this, bro? Yeah. They like, so to me, all right, that's all right. I'll give it to you. You're using technology to the fullest, motherfucker. Like, you know how we use technology for our art? Like, I'm using all this cool shit to put out this podcast. I'll give it to these motherfuckers. They're using their iPhone 11 to get their word out, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt.
But these internet beefs, I think they've gotten more motherfuckers killed in the actual streets back in the day, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt, bro, no doubt. I mean,
you know how fired up you could get by talking shit to somebody on the internet, man.
Oh yeah, we seen a bunch of that over the summer, bro.
It happens a lot, right?
Yeah, with the pandemic, people being locked down, you know, jumping on social media, where there's a Snapchat,
running
their mouth, and then drop the location and thinking that people ain't gonna slide on them, and then people, you know, that they did
people
slide
have
on
gotten
them.
shot in Chicago on Facebook Live.
Oh yeah.
A lot, bro.
Yeah, and they're underestimating their, you know, dissing, bro.
Have you had any kids like not fuck with you anymore? Like, you know what, Benny, I can't do that no more, bro. I want to do this.
You know, we have a thing that's called peacekeepers, where we're hiring guys that are from, like, literally from the streets to kind of tell their guys, like, man, don't slide into the other side of the neighborhood. And, you know, maybe like a month and a half ago, like after doing it for like 2 months, he said, man, Benny, like the pressure's too much from the neighborhood, bro. Like my guys look at me different, you know what I'm saying? They're making fun of me, calling me like little Benny, you know? And I'm like, oh, it's all good, my boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like if it ain't the time and it ain't the space for you to do it, it's okay. You know, I gave him like three weeks, and then he hit me back. He's like, man, you know what? I like doing what I was doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if it's cool with you, I like to give it another try. He's like the dudes in the streets, they ain't putting money in my pocket. They ain't looking out for me the way you are by giving me a check, bro, to kind of keep the peace. So, you know, if it's cool with you, I want to jump back on. So I'm like, yeah, no doubt, man. So, you know, I've had those, you know, like I can't do it, but.
And that's what's dope, because the schools don't do that.
No, yeah.
When these schools kick you out, you get into a fight, you get kicked out, you're done. They're not giving you a second. I got kicked out of a Catholic school,
so
bro.
did I, bro. I got kicked out of Farragut. So.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you must have did some bad shit to get kicked out of Farragut.
I mean,
Farragut is where fucking Kevin Garnett went to.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's where Kevin Garnett and fucking Ronnie Fields balled at.
Yeah.
They were legends in fucking the 90s, dude.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking insane.
I was hooping with Ronnie. Like, I met him in 8th grade. He was already dunking on people.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he was flying out the gym, bro.
That's crazy, man. What happened? Didn't he steal a car or some shit?
Somebody rented him a car. They were renting him a car, and he ended up crashing, and like he broke a bone in his vertebrae.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah,
fucking career over. I mean, he would have got easily drafted with Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, he was jumping. He was jumping over people, dunking on people.
He was like Derrick Rose before Derrick Rose, bro.
Sure, yeah.
Fucking quick, fast little motherfucker, dude.
Ronnie was cold blooded, bro.
Yeah, he was a cold blooded motherfucker.
He's working with kids right now, though. He's doing little
dope,
basketball stuff with the shorties, bro.
And that's the thing, man. If there's any basketball fans out there that end up watching this show, man, so many fucking legendary hoopers come out of this city. I mean, everybody, the real basketball fans know. You know, even Isaiah Thomas's punk ass is from Chicago, man. As much as he hates Michael Jordan, the motherfucker could hoop, and he's from Chicago, man. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm gonna ask you this, bro, because I've been watching NBA. I'm a big NBA fan. I didn't watch it this year. I didn't like the virtual shit. It was weird for me.
Yeah,
really fucking. I cannot watch basketball games without audience there.
Yeah, they pumping in the sounds and stuff.
It was like watching, like you playing NBA 2K with the fucking virtual shit in the background. Like baseball, you could watch baseball with no fans because it was already kind of that boring sport.
Yeah,
I love baseball. I could watch I'll sit there and watch 9 innings of baseball.
Yeah.
But yeah, NBA, I couldn't watch the NBA. But as a basketball fan, and like coming from Chicago, you know, the whole MJ era or whatever the fuck, like I'm gonna put this on you, bro. I'm gonna put the pressure on you, bro. Are you gonna get the first Mexican fucking kid from Chicago into the NBA, bro?
Man, I hope so.
Because the little motherfuckers can hoop.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it.
Shit, can't your son got a sick ass jump shot?
Yeah, Trey can play for sure.
Yeah,
Trey
I've been watching him.
Had a lot of people pour into him though. You know, not just me. I got some good friends that do.
Oh shit,
basketball. One of my homies.
Dude, his shorty got a shot.
Yeah,
like sick ass jump shot.
The pandemic's taking a total, bro. And it's funny because I told him I was going to be on this, and he looked you up right away when we were driving home from the gym, and he spent like the whole 30 minutes just cracking up.
All right,
so he's like, man, he's dope, bro. Yeah, but yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so. I think it's really important that we give those, you know, the young people in my neighborhood a space to kind of play and get better.
Because, bro, if you get a Mexican into the NBA, Benny, you're going to be a
there was like, we had like Eduardo Nájera.
Vinny Del Negro is not Mexican, man.
Well, we had Eduardo Nájera like in the 90s, but he was like a stiff.
Wasn't he like a seventh, like man off the bench?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, pretty much. But he got like the garbage minutes, bro.
he got them last 10 seconds.
We definitely got some shorties that can go us. You know, I got a good friend that does some stuff in Pilsen, ABC. So we've been, you know, what I do is I'm able to connect. He says that he can't travel, and then we're part of this like kind of Latino traveling basketball kind of like league. So, you know, a couple of months in the summer, we'll take guys out. Kansas City, Omaha, Arizona.
Dope, and see, that's where you got to get these kids out, man. I mean, they see like, I'm sure you've had a couple kids. They go to Kansas City. And it's like you took these motherfuckers to Paris.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep,
I mean, they're looking around like, whoa, like they're on the fucking moon.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was like that when I first got my job in downtown. I always worked in the hood. I always had a job.
Yeah.
My first job was Chuck E. Cheese on 51st and Kedzie.
I know where that's at.
And then I worked at Walgreens on 53rd and Ashland. And on 47th and Ashland.
I know where that's at.
I did the 1 hour photo in that bitch.
Oh, God.
Bro, you know how many nasty naked pictures I had to develop? This is when I had to develop the rolls and they come out the machine.
Oh, no.
And you see big saggy titties, man. Like, ah! And then they come to pick them up. And I'm just like, I'll give you the negatives, but I can't give you the print. Take them, bitch. I don't want them. Take all of these nasty pictures.
You're traumatized, Joey.
But I remember when I first got my job in downtown. I mean, look, and no disrespect to white people, James, all right? Since you're the only white guy in the room. I was one of those hood dudes. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was one of those. I came from the ghetto, and I was always like, "Fuck white people. They don't like us. Fuck white people. Don't care about us." I was one of those dudes. I'm not gonna lie.
That's how a lot of it is our experience with the police in our neighborhood.
Police and just white people.
Yeah.
I mean, racist white motherfuckers.
How could you act differently?
So I grew up like that. I used to grow up like these fucking white people staring at us. You know, like my parents would go to a restaurant, fucking white people right here staring at us. Like that's how we grew up. Yeah. When I got a job in downtown at the cultural center, I worked with a lot of gay people, a lot of Jewish people, and just regular ass white people, like regular musician dudes. Coolest fucking people ever. I mean, that's when I became fucking friends with white people, man. Yeah. I was like, I would go back to the hood like, not all white people are bad, bro.
Nah, yeah.
They like us, man. Especially when I bring tamales to the pot, like they love that shit.
Yeah, my ED's white. Shout out to Matt. You know, he's white, but he's a cool dude though.
And
bro.
he understands the shit.
Yeah. He's been in the hood for like 19 years. Yeah, so you know he's
like what's his name, Father Fledger and shit. Man.
Yeah, Matt's a little bit hipper. You know?
Cool. Yeah,
he's a cool dude though. He's a good guy though, man. For sure.
Should bring him on the show in the future, man. When you get that Mexican kid into the NBA.
Yeah, we working on it, man. We working on it for sure. We working on it.
So I'll talk a little bit more about like you growing up over there, whatever. But are you still working with John? Is it Johnny Rowe?
Who's that?
What's his name? George.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's my brother, man.
All right,
yeah.
Now
that's my brother.
You two, I remember I did a fundraiser for you guys.
Yeah.
This
Pilsen.
was in Pilsen,
yeah.
At Martin's Bar. That shit was fun as shit. Dude.
Oh my god, it was.
But I remember like you guys when you and George, when I met you guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys were just starting to build this. Because I don't think it was a softball league at first or something, wasn't it? Baseball.
Yeah, it was a fundraiser you did first,
right, cool.
for the softball league. Yeah,
and then that's when I started following both you like hardcore on social media just to see what you guys were doing. And didn't they was it the Tribune or?
Yeah, the Tribune followed us.
The Chicago Tribune, right?
They followed us for like 2 years, bro.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And what were they following? Like you guys building up the basketball league?
They were following a lot of the gang outreach stuff that we do in the neighborhood. So connecting with, the guys that are out on street corners, trying to plug them into services, helping out families that lose kids, whether it's funerals, memorials, just being a shoulder to lean on or somebody that can help them out in them times. They took an interest because they showed up to a hospital after somebody was shot, and they asked it was Father, I believe his name's Father Tom. Father Tom asked him what happened. They asked Father Tom what happened. He's like, I'm not the guy to talk to. You should go talk to these two guys because they're always out in the neighborhood doing the work. And so they showed up to a memorial, and they stalked us for a while, man. Pastor Vic, rest in peace, really had to push us into it because I think me and George have historically tried to stay out of the limelight, and the work that we do is very personal to a lot of the young people that we work with, bro. So trying our best not to kind of put their business out there. A lot of people would jump at that opportunity, but we hesitated. They stalked us for like 6 months, bro. And
shit! And especially the Tribune, look at there's a good side to the city and all that shit. For them it was probably a political move to look, it's not all bad or whatever the fuck. Because here, like when you say it's personal, here's what a lot of people don't fucking understand. And I'll be real. I don't know if my family's gonna watch this, but fuck her. I blocked one of my cousins because of this shit. But when you talk about personal stories, like people don't understand how when a kid gets killed in the hood, some of these kids you've known since they were babies. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it was the girl you used to kick it with, the little hoochie chick from across the street. It's her son.
It's her son.
And you saw him since he was 1 or 2 years old, and then 14 years old, he's dead. And remember that house fire? There was a big fucking house fire in Little Village.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
How many kids? Like 11 kids.
10 kids passed away.
10 kids died in this house fire, bro.
Yeah.
10 kids, bro. And I remember you got personal with it. You posted something about it because you knew some of the kids and you know the family.
I've grown up with the whole family.
The whole family, right?
Yeah, I grew up with the whole family.
And I remember like I was, because it touched a lot of people. I knew some people that knew them, and I posted it, and then one of my fucking Republican Trump supporting cousins goes with a comment, and she's like, "We should ban fires, LOL." And I'm like, did this bitch just put a LOL under this fucking article? And I blocked her ass. I don't give a fuck. Fuck her, dude. Like, she's my cousin, whatever, but I don't fuck with people like that. Like, 10 kids died in this house. I don't give a fuck what side of the political map you on. But you dropping LOLs on that shit, like I said, this is personal shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One of my best friends, Iceberg, his nephew, he got killed in the street by a random stray bullet in the hood in back of the yards. I used to buy weed off Iceberg, and I see this kid every day playing outside, and then 16-year-old dead, gone. You know, and I know his mom. I see his mom mourning on Facebook all the fucking time. You know, so like a lot of people don't understand. Like, yeah, some of these kids are in gangs. You know, some of them have fucked up parents. They're kids, bro.
Yeah. They're still part of our neighborhood.
And you don't know what they're going to become.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, people, they dismiss these motherfuckers right from jump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I feel like the Chicago public school system can do that sometimes, man. Like, you know, like in the cases of my brother, instead of like, sit the motherfucker down and try to talk to him, it's kind of, you're bad. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And a lot of these kids, man, like, that's the only route they have, bro. So, I mean, shit, if you're putting basketballs in their hands and that kind of sucks. I hate to be cliche with that too. You know how like I got black friends that say that, you know, either you fucking rapping or you can shoot a basketball. I hate to say that, as you know, because it's so fucking cliche. But at the same time, if it's what you're doing, if you're getting a fucking kid off the street and stop fucking with his gangbanger friends to go play ball and go travel to Kansas City and Minnesota, whatever the fuck. I mean, shit, that's how you do it, man. Yeah,
and I think it's like a spoke in the wheel, man. You know, like it takes a lot. You
never know what you wake up in that kid, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And, you know, like that's kind of the reason why we started the softball league years ago, was to kind of engage those guys from the neighborhood that, you know, we were out there, that were hanging out in the corners, and, you know, like, man, like, we got a softball league, like, come and play. And so, you know, that took on a life of its own. As like more people in the neighborhood that are from kind of found out, like, man, there's a softball league in the hood. Like, what? Like,
and motherfuckers love softball.
Yeah. It's an easy game, man. Like, to me, it ain't hard. Yeah,
and you don't have to be the most athletic motherfucker to play softball.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
no, not at all.
If you suck at baseball, play softball.
Yeah, there's a bunch of big fat dudes that are really good at softball, bro.
You can't catch a baseball, catch a softball. It's even bigger.
Yeah. So, you know, I think you're just giving them opportunities, bro. You know. Outside of like what they normally do,
and fun opportunities. Yeah, you know what I mean. Not just the opportunities, like an opportunity to be part of a team, to work with other kids, to be like, yo, you. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Have you ever gotten two kids from rival gangs to hang out?
Oh yeah.
I mean, shit. Didn't you and George grow up like that?
Yeah. No, that's how we started working together. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You started like. Fuck
we
you,
started.
Fuck you. Fuck
yeah.
You know what, bro? Kind of cool, bro. All right, cool.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Like that. And I met George like in like '95 for working for the University of Chicago. So we definitely kind of mugged each other. I'm pretty sure he chased me or I chased him. I don't really remember a lot of stuff from the early days, but no doubt.
Yeah, one of my guys, rest in peace, he passed away of pancreatic cancer. He was a bishop. From Pilsen.
All right.
And he transferred to my elementary school like in 7th grade. And me being from back of the yards and like Brighton Park area, we used to look at Little Village people and Pilsen people like, what's this motherfucker? Like, where is he?
Yeah, what's he?
I know he's in a gang coming from that neighborhood. You know what I mean? Yep. So me and Danny, I remember in elementary school, we didn't like each other.
Okay.
Like, we were kids though.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of my black friends, and then, you know, a lot of the Mexicans that grew up in Little Village or Pilsen back in the day, they didn't really grow up with black kids.
Yeah.
They were just strictly Mexicanos. Yeah. So I remember like me and Danny would mug each other, and then we ended up going to high school together, De La Salle, and we became friends. Then I started doing stand-up 6 years after high school. We came to a couple of my shows. Like, we were typing like that. I remember we didn't like each other in fucking 7th grade, dog. Like in the hallway, like, what's this pussy looking at? You know what I mean? Like, and then I coming to my shows, but yeah, he passed away of pancreatic cancer, man, a few years ago. But rest in peace, Danny Alvarado. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Before we wrap everything up, is there like, do you guys have a website or anything where people could donate?
Yeah, if you go to
donations,
you go to newlifecenters.org. I mean, that's the organization and the church that I work for. There's a bunch of leaks on there to tell you about the work that we do, you know, not just our neighborhood, but we're doing a little stuff in Brighton Park right now. We do work in Humboldt Park.
And Brighton Park, man, I mean, people don't.
Yeah.
I live. That's the most neighborhood. Like, let me see, Brighton Park, McKinley. I lived in all three of these fucking neighborhoods.
Oh, you did? Oh man.
McKinley, back of the yards, because, you know, I've been married for a long time with the kids and everything.
Yeah.
So we moved around. So Brighton, people don't understand. Brighton Park was probably the roughest fucking neighborhood I lived in, dog.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they.
And I live in back of the yards right now.
Yeah,
Brighton They were shooting motherfuckers up every weekend.
Yeah.
Near 46th and Rockwell, bro. Like it was crazy, dude.
Oh yeah, it's tough over there, man. So
shit, I'm glad you're reaching out there.
Yeah, we're trying, man. I don't. By no means are where we want to be in terms of having enough, staff on the ground and spaces for young people to go to, and get resources in. But we're working on it. Yeah, so you can go to there. I mean, learn about the work that we're doing. I dropped off obviously.
Are you selling these?
Nah, just giving them away, man. Most of the gear that we make at La Villita Basketball, if you want to go to
you should slang these, boy. These are tight, man. Look at represent Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, that's from last year, but
kind of looks like me, bro, but no skin.
Yeah, but most of the stuff we give away to the shorties. Actually, somebody was inboxing me for some shorts, but most of the stuff we make just kind of bless the shorties, give them a little bit of incentive to do better in school. Show me your report card, got you on some gear, or we'll do some random kind of pop-up events in the neighborhood, have could do some contests, 3-point contests, whatever.
All right.
Give away some shorts. So it's just about blessing the hood more than anything, bro.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
What I like to do, man, we like to talk about some random topics before we wrap this shit up, but I like the conversation we're having, man. So before we go, I mean, we've always had these life and death situations, man,
Yeah.
where, I almost got killed, man.
Plenty of times, man.
I mean, it's happened to me a few times, man.
Plenty of times.
So, I mean, do you have a funny, scary story?
Oh, man.
I don't want people to be like, holy. I mean, you know what?
Nah, you know what? We were, I was actually, my wife will laugh at this, but we were out in the neighborhood, man. So, guys used to, buy Chevys to crash them, Chevy Caprices,
Rammers.
Chevy Rammers, yeah. So I had a Rammer. I had a 2-door primered up Impala. Never
For the people that don't know, a Rammer is you buy a big box. You got to be 1990s or earlier. Big metal box fucking truck or car that you can smash into other cars.
Sure.
And nothing's going to happen to the engine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need LTD. You need a big fucking car.
Sure.
Yeah. So, so I had my wife with me, had one of my homies in the back seat, and we're driving around the neighborhood, and then we, with a couple of Chevys, and we run into, the opposition. So, everybody starts chasing, the 2 cars, and I'm behind everybody flying. My wife's like putting on her seatbelt, I'm like, we're about to crash this car. I tell her, she's like, don't do it. It's a nice car. You just fix it up. I'm like, nah, we smashing this bad boy.
It's a Rammer.
It's a Rammer. That's what I got it for. My homie, I had a big homie in the back seat, bro. It was like he saw a ghost, man. He didn't want to be there, He was like, man,
I've been in those situations.
Slow down, bro. Slow down. I'm like, nah, we gonna get him. And man, you know what? I go to hit the car and I completely miss him, and I spin out, do maybe about 10 circles in the middle of Ogden.
Ah, damn.
And it was like a 79, so my keys flew out. My keys flew out.
And that's a big car.
Yeah,
so your big friend, that motherfucker swung to the other. He went to the other end.
Bouncing back and forth. And then it's a 2-door. So, my keys fly out. He's like, bro, your car's dead. Let's go. He gets out and he starts running. And I'm like, where you going? I'm like, bro, I'm not going to leave my car here. We got to find my keys. So he was stuck in between. He didn't know what to do. He's like, do I go? Do I stay? So, I told him, man, you can't run on me, bro. You run on me, forget about it. I'm going to talk about you in the neighborhood for the rest of your life. And he thought about it. He was like, man, we got to hurry up and get your keys. And so, thank God my wife actually is the one that found my keys, bro. They were under the seat. And, we're able to get away, man.
Thank God you guys got away alive in that motherfucker,
amen,
man.
Because
that's just wild.
Yeah.
Dude, getting rammed is fucking scary, bro.
Oh, yeah.
We got rammed plenty of times, man, coming home from Kelly High School, man.
Yeah.
But here's what the crazy shit about those life and death situations, man. In that moment, the adrenaline is so fucking crazy. We got jumped by some SGDs up on the north side by Windy City Gyros on fucking Broadway at 1 a.m. We went to go drop off. My friend's Vietnamese. We went to go drop off his cousin, Lon. There's a Vietnamese gang called the Local Boys, right? So they run under the 5. This motherfucker got a 5-point star on his hand. We park in the Windy City Gyro lot, but the fucking Windy City Gyros was crowded. So one of my friends like, let's go get a taco across the street. He leaves his car in the Windy City Gyro lot. We cross the street. This is Irving Park and Broadway. It was rough back in the day. We're crossing back with our tacos, and you just see 10 thugs walking toward the car, dog. What's up, folks? Yeah. Where y'all from? I almost diffused it. I'm like, we from over there. We know these dudes, and they're like, okay, we're cool with them. But then my other friend was like, nah, we this, we that. One of them dudes was, speak your lit.
Oh,
prove that you're that. And we couldn't prove it, and we got fucked up, man. And I
oh no,
I got chased. I got my fucking, the big dude, the dude that punched me, he's like, you a G? Fight, motherfucker. I'm like, bro, there's like 20 of you. How the fuck am I gonna fight you guys, bro? He pulls a gun out of his waist and hands it to his homie, bro. Hold this. And he stuck me in my jaw. And I used to be able to take a hit. And like for a little motherfucker, I didn't go down. I just took the fucking hit.
You ate it?
I just ate it. They bust all his fucking windows. They fuck him up. They chase me down the street. Like 4 dudes chase me, dog.
Man.
I run into like there's like a little hotel or something because we were close to Lakeshore Drive.
Okay.
I run into the lobby of that little apartment. I'm like, man, let me use the phone. These motherfuckers trying to kill me, man. And I'm calling my brother. I'm calling. Nobody's answering. And my sister finally answered. I'm like, come get me, dog. I didn't know my jaw was that fucked up though, but it looked like I had a softball in my mouth, man. I had to sit on that curve, like just waiting for my sister to come get me, thinking my friends were dead. They roll up with all the windows busted.
Oh no!
He's about to get back on Lakeshore Drive. What's up, bro? You good? Like, motherfucker, do I look good? I'm like, I thought y'all were dead. He's like, nah, they just broke all the windows. Let us go.
Oh man!
But if they would have took his cousin out and saw that 5, it would have been over, bro.
Yeah,
it would have been over.
Do it, and he gave him that gun. He would have used it.
He would have used it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was. I mean, you know, the next day my dad was talking so much shit, bro. He was like, "When are you going to the north side again, pendejo?" You know, like, hey, you going to the north side? Because you know, every time you got into some shit was with your homies, man. And it was one of those things where I was gonna go home.
Yeah.
We were balling. We were hooping at McKinley Park. We were hooping, and my boy was like, "Hey, let's drop my cousin off." And I'm like, "I don't know, man. You know, the baby. My daughter was like a year old."
Oh.
And he's like, we'll get something to eat. And that's when I was like, fuck it, I'm hungry, let's roll. But I was just thinking, and I lived right there, bro. I lived on McKinley Park's on Western. I lived on Campbell, 2 blocks away, man.
Yeah, you're right down the street.
I could have just fucking walked home.
Yeah,
I got fucked up. Ended up with a busted ass jaw, man.
That's how it goes, man.
And you know what? We got stories to tell.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it, man. And that's just one. I'm pretty sure we got a fucking,
oh my God.
We could do a whole nother hour on just, we're going to bring the whole gang in here one
War
day,
stories.
War stories. If I ever do bring you back in, it'll be dope to try to get one of the kids in here, man.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, somebody that gets up early, bro. He was like 1 o'clock. Everybody's like, "Nah, I'm straight. Dog. I ain't even taking a shower. No." I'm like, "Come on, man."
You know what, man? That's kind of on me because we used to do the podcast at night, but with the leg and with COVID, I'm trying to get in there early and out, man. Get this out, man.
Yeah, so no, it's all good.
We could schedule something at night because I would like to get the perspective of a kid who really changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we got.
I want to hear his story about like the shit. Basically, what the fuck changed his mind, man? You know what I mean? Because it'd be crazy to hear that. But anyway, Benny, thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate that. And check out, what's the name of the website again?
La Vita Basketball is our Instagram, and then newlifecenters.org is the organization I work for, man. So
that's dope, man. So donate, man. Follow them on Instagram. Check out their website. Donate if you can, especially for the Latinos, man. You know, we're helping out young Mexicanos, get them off the street, do something positive, man. Get them jobs, get them through programs. I was actually, me and Mikey, funny story before we go. This is a true story too. Me and Mikey did a outreach program for Latino youth school.
Well, the one on
Cermak in fucking Sacramento. This
really?
is 8 years ago.
Okay.
Latino youth is an alternative school.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got kicked out of elementary school, you in a gang, that's where you go. And I had a couple friends that graduated from there. That was a wild ass place, man.
Good people, man. Yeah, they do good things.
They're good. They're good. They do great things.
Yeah.
But some of the motherfuckers that went to school there were just some wild people, man.
Yeah.
Like I knew some friends like, dog, just don't go to school. Like I go to Latino youth, bro. Like no, just don't go to school no more, dog. Just get a job, dude.
Yeah, now I know.
You go there to gangbang with your friends, motherfucker. Right?
I know now, but when all the people there, we do a lot of stuff with them, bro.
No, they don't get me wrong. I've seen a lot of kids get their GEDs out of that shit, or they just end up going to college and shit like that.
Yeah.
But perfect example of how some of these kids are not like that. All right. Do you remember when the little kid came up missing? A little 3-year-old came up missing. They were like, he's missing. He was all over the fucking news, and they found his ass in a grocery store.
Oh yeah.
All right, that kid's mom was in that class that we went to go talk to, right? So check this out, bro. I had just did the HBO Latino thing. Uh-huh. So I get up there, I'm doing my jokes, and I'm like, yeah, I was on HBO Latino, and then she just interrupts me. I was on TV too.
Oh no,
little ass 4-foot hoochie, bro. I was on TV too, and we're like, oh shit. So Mikey's like, oh, for real? He's like, come up here and tell the story.
Oh no.
She's like, yeah, you know that little kid that was missing the other day? He was all over the news. That was my son. She was all proud of it, dude. Oh my God, this little motherfucker hid under a shelf.
Yeah.
For like 6 hours. They couldn't find this motherfucker nowhere, man. But dude, she went up there. She was like, "Yo, I was on the news and everything. They interviewed me." And I was like, "You know what? That's why they make Jerry Springer and fucking shows like Maury Povich and all that." But even me and Mikey were just like, "All right, cool. Fuck it, you found him. At least he ain't dead, man."
Oh man, amen.
But yeah, she was proud of that shit, man. She was like, "I was on TV, motherfucker." So yeah. Anyway, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, Benny. Thank you so much. And I hope a lot of these kids change their lives, man. And
appreciate you, man.
I'm glad you're doing it, man. So anyway, thanks again, James, for having us in the studio. Absolutely. If you haven't subscribed to this podcast coming up with Joey Villagomez, subscribe, man, because I got a lot of cool people coming in. These episodes are going to get better and better as we go along. I'm bringing in some TV people soon. So I reached out to a few people. I'm just waiting for some OKs and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But support what we're doing, man. I'm trying to keep the shit going during the pandemic. So follow me on Instagram, Joey V Comedy. Follow People the Comedy Network. Make sure you follow Benny Estrada and everything he's doing because he's doing dope things. And that's the episode, man. I'm done. I'm out.